reached at 721-2500. They're located at Gray's Crossing there in Tennessee Ridge. That's on Highway 49. That's Ace Hardware. You can reach them at 721-2500. Ace Hardware, your friendly hardware place. Signature Healthcare, where quality of life is their mantra. Located in the Arlington community of Erin, Tennessee. They can be reached at 289-4141 for any information you may need. From a dream to reality, Traditions First Bank. They can be reached at 289-5500. It doesn't matter whether it's a banking account, a checking account, buying a car, or a house there. Check them out. Houston County's only hometown bank. Children daily, whether it's a simple volleyball or show or anything.
And electrical and heating and air conditioning for all your plumbing, electrical, heating and air conditioning needs. Call us at 931-289-4301. We install rude, reliable heating and air conditioning products. Call us at 931-289-4301. Call us today.
Again, that's Arnold's Heating and Cooling, and their offices are at 2211 West Main Street here in Erin, Tennessee. WCBN Channel 12 here at the J.D. Lewis Senior Citizen Center here in Arlington community of Erin, and we're getting ready to start here with some music with Don Williams, his son Joe, and ours, and Browning, and we'll be, hope y'all enjoy the show. It'll run about an hour, and of course y'all know y'all catch them at the Firehouse Jam on the third Saturday of every month at starting at 4 o'clock. Come on down and join us. They break at 6 for potluck dinner, and just to have a really good time. We're sponsored by Ace Hardware, Tennessee Ridge, Signature Healthcare of Erin, Houston County Drug Alliance, Traditions First Bank, Arnold's Heating and Cooling, Ridge, only installer of fine heating and cooling equipment here in Houston County. Like I said, we're getting ready to get started here. My name is Mike Davis.
Japan, 2.5 years, something like that, I wrote to Mama. And on every letter I say, maybe I'll get to do whatever, and I spelt maybe, M-A-B-Y-E.
Maybe.
I would have to correct it every time when I'd reread it, I'd have to redo it. Oh. Well, Joe, let's try one in about down in D. You want to? Mama said, don't go near that river. Don't be hanging round old Catfish John. Come the morning, I'd always be there, walking in the footsteps in the sweet Delta dawn. Let me dream for another moment about some time so long ago, where the sweet magnolia blossom, cotton fields as white as snow. Catfish John was a river hobo. He lived down by the river's bend. Looking back, I still remember that I was proud to be his friend. Mama said, don't go near that river. Don't be hanging round old Catfish John. Comes the morning, I'll always be there, walking in the footsteps in the sweet Delta dawn. born to slave in the town of Vicksburg, traded for a chestnut mare. Looking back, he never thought in anger, though his load was hard to bear. Mama said, don't go near that river, and don't be hanging round old Catfish John. Come the morning, I'll always be there, walking in the footsteps in the sweet Delta dawn. Walking in the footsteps in the sweet Delta dawn. That's for Mike. You know, me and Joe, he come down to his house and picked the bass a little bit, and he said, you know, we go over all these songs while I'm down here, and we don't never play them when we go out. He said, well, we need to make up a list, and so I made a list, and I didn't bring it. It's the same thing, right? So this time I brought a list. They're all country songs, but we'll maybe do some that he knows since he went over these.
All right.
He don't have no trouble songs anyway. All right, here we go. A chord. No one will ever know. My heart is breaking, although a million teardrops start to flow. I'll cry myself to sleep and wake up smiling. I'll miss you, but no one will ever know. I'll just tell them I found true love with another, and I was glad the day you set me free. I'll even make believe that you still love me. I'll miss you, but no one will ever know. No one will ever know. My heart is pining, although a million teardrops start to flow. I'll cry myself to sleep and wake up smiling. I'll miss you, but no one will ever know. I'll just tell them we've grown tired of each other and realized our dreams would never be. I'll even make believe I never loved you, then no one will ever know the truth but me. Then no one will ever know the truth but me. All righty, let's go to Detroit City. Somebody liked this song. I forgot who it was. Was it Mary? Last night I went to sleep in Detroit City. I dreamed about those cotton fields and home. I dreamed about my mother, your old sister, papa, and brother. And I dreamed about that girl who's been waiting for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Now the home folks thinks I'm big in Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm fine. But by day I make the cars, by night I make the bars. If only they could read between the lines. Well, you know, I rode a freight train north to Detroit City. And after all these years, I find I've just been wasting my time. So I think I'll throw this foolish pride on a southbound freight and ride back to the loved ones I left so far behind. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Marie, I think it's your time.
Marie. Is Marie here?
No, that's
This is Iris. She ain't been in so long. I'm gonna have to retrain her. So like
I didn't know you
giving them
trained me
Detroit. See, the
before.
people, they always told us when I would go get a job, that guy asked me, said, "What can you do?" I said, "Not much, but I'm slow." See, so he said, "Well," he said, "that's like them workers in the plants up there in Detroit. You give them a 10-minute break, you got to retrain them." Not ours, though, huh? Iris is fun to pick on. She called Liz, and I don't know what she called, I think, to tell her that our picture was on Facebook or something, one of them things.
Big time on Facebook.
On what I can't never find on there. I can go on a computer and ain't nothing on there. It absolutely ain't nothing. I can't find it. Anyway, she called and was telling Liz about it. Well, when Liz hung up, she called right back, see. Liz wasn't, she was downstairs helping me, and so went back up there in just a minute, and here it is. You missed this call, so looked at the call, and it was Iris. She called and said, she must have undoubtedly heard me sing Jackson up here the last time I was here, because I made the awfulest mess of it you ever seen. I don't know if y'all remember it or not, but I made a mess of it. I could not get June's part out. It just wouldn't come out.
I wasn't even here last time.
And so, and I know, but you must have seen it on television or looked it up on the computer or whatever. Anyway, she called Liz right back and said, "Has he got the words to Jackson?" I guess I needed help on it. I don't know what she. So Liz called up and said, "You got the words to Jackson anywhere?" And I said, "Yeah, but I like to do it myself." And I could just, over the phone, I could see Iris's face just go, you know. Liz said, "I believe you've hurt her feelings." I said, "Well, all right."
Who heard of anybody doing Jackson by themselves?
Oh, you should have seen the women out there. They was on the floor. Especially when I was messing up. It was really funny, wasn't it? You want to try? I can't. Oh, you might set it over close enough that I can say. I forgot all the words to it now since I've been gone a week.
Got 5 out of them.
What'd you say? Oh, you must have been talking to somebody else. Here we go. Well, now we got married in a fever, hotter than a prepper sprout. Well, we've been talking about Jackson. Ever since the fire went out, and we're going to Jackson. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Ain't never coming back.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Make a big fool of yourself.
We'll
go on down to Jackson. Just start over, okay?
Wait a minute, let me say it.
This is my part, and I messed it up.
I think that's still missing a word.
Well, I got that covered.
Well, go on down to Jackson if you can, you big talking man. That's not right.
Yeah, it is. This part's yours and that one's mine.
I know, but there's something missing in there. If you go on down to Jackson.
Well, when we did it the other night, it was all missing as far as I was concerned.
Go ahead and there's one line missing out there. Go ahead and wreck your health.
If you can, you big talking man.
Yes, you got to say, well, go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your health.
Okay.
If you can, you big talking man, make a big fool. See what I mean? It's one missing. All right, one. Is that right?
I copied it wrong.
Once more, I've been on the typewriter. Liz is right.
He is going to edit this, right?
Well, we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. Hey, we've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, ain't never coming back.
Well, go on down to Jackson if you can, you big talking man. Make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Go comb your hair. Yeah, go on to Jackson. See if I care.
Well, when I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow, and all them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. Lord, I'm going to Jackson. You turn loose of my coat. Hey, I'm going to Jackson. Goodbye, that's all she wrote.
When I get down to Jackson, I'll be dancing on a pony keg. I'll lead you round town like a scolded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go on to Jackson, you big talking man. I'll be waiting in Jackson behind my J-Pan clan.
Well, now go ahead. Oh, we got married on a fever.
Okay.
Hotter than a pepper sprout. Hey, we've been talking about
Jackson ever since the fire went out. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, and never coming back.
You need to write that other line in there, though. I will. I'll write it in there.
Okay.
Okay.
It sure is
now
nice of y'all to
How about
practice.
singing one on your own?
I don't know about y'all, but I got my part right.
Well, I know whether I did or not. It's for sure I did.
Okay, I want to do Touch Me, Don't Touch Me in G.
Touch me, don't touch me?
Don't touch me.
Oh, don't touch me.
Go to it.
Your hand is like a torch each time you touch me. The look in your eyes tears me apart. Don't open the door to heaven if I can't come in. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart. Your kiss is like a drink when I'm thirsty, and I'm thirsty for your love with all my heart. Don't love me, then act as though we've never kissed. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart. Your kiss is like a drink when I'm thirsty, and I'm thirsty for your love with all my heart. Don't love me, then act as if we never kissed. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart. Don't give me something that you might take away. To have you, then lose you, wouldn't be smart on my part. Don't open the door to heaven if I can't come in. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart. Thank you.
Well, if we'd have done it right, you've done good. Years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed 'neath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, and they all agreed the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, "Son, what is your alibi? You were somewhere else. You won't have to die." But I spoke not a word, although it meant my life, for I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees scaffold was high, and eternity near. She stood in the crowd, shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries o'er my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. Thank y'all.
That was one of my favorite. I used to love that when I was a kid. Still do.
Y'all got anything you want to hear? Tell Liz. I don't know them. Let's see, we ought to do a Willie Nelson song, I guess.
Oh, Nellie Wilson.
Yeah, we don't never.
That's what Leslie used to call him when he was a kid, Nellie Wilson.
Nellie Wilson.
Of course, y'all know my wife. That's understandable.
Well, hello there. It's been a long, long time. How am I doing? I guess I'm doing fine. It's been so long now, but it seems like it was only yesterday. Gee, ain't it funny how time slips away? How's your new love? I hope he's doing fine. I really don't think that. Heard you told him you would love him till the end of time. Well, that's the same thing that you told me. Seems like just the other day. Gee, ain't it funny how time slips away? Gotta go now.
Where you going?
Yes, I'll be seeing you around. Don't know when though, never know when I'll be back in town. Just remember what I tell you, that in time you're gonna pay. Gee, ain't it funny how time slips away?
What's up, son?
I lost my footstool.
This ain't wrestling. You ain't got to take a dive. No offense, wrestling fans.
It's not a real good footstool anyway. It's my guitar thing, and it don't hold my guitar very good. Go ahead. Irene?
Who?
Irene. What was I called you Mary a while ago?
Irene's not here.
Good night, Irene.
Good night, Irene.
That's you and Shotgun like to do that song. What are you up to there? In G, I see that.
Yep. Room full of roses. If I sent a rose to you for every time you made me blue, you'd have a room full of roses. If I sent a rose of white for every time I cried all night, you'd have a room full of roses. And if you took the petals and tore them all apart, you'd be tearing at the roses just the way you tore my heart. But if someday you're feeling blue and want to send some roses too, I don't want a room full of roses. I just want my arms around you. And if you took the petals and tore them all apart, you'd be tearing at the roses just the way you tore my heart. But if someday you're feeling blue and want to send some roses too, I don't want a room full of roses. I just want my arms around you. Yes, I just want my arms around you.
That ought to be a pretty good dance tune.
Thank you.
That'd be a good two-stepper. Before you get to it, I'm going to do a Marty Robbins song. I know you're going to do it. You're going.
I love Marty Robbins.
Oh yeah, I like Marty, but we ought to do "To the Town of Alaprio, rode a stranger one fine day," but we're not going to do it. We're going to do another than C.
El Paso City last night.
Oh.
Yeah. C chord. I left you this morning, couldn't stand anymore. You laughed and you dared me to walk out your door. You said that I'd be back, you knew what I'd do, and you know you were right, for I'm back here tonight begging to you. I won't disappoint you by begging you, please. I guess if you ask me from down on my knees, to you it don't matter what you want me to do. What a pitiful sight I must be tonight, begging to you. You don't want my loving, but you let me hang around, I guess just to walk on, so you won't touch the ground. To you it don't matter what you want me to do. What a pitiful sight I must be tonight, begging to you. You don't want my loving, but you let me hang around. I guess just to walk on, so you won't touch the ground. To you it don't matter what you want me to do. What a pitiful sight I must be tonight, begging to you. What a pitiful sight I must be tonight, begging to you.
Yeah. Smarty pants. I heard
What you
it
got,
go in
Ash?
there.
Huh?
I heard it go in there. Doggone it.
Paper roses. And G.
Ready? They're gonna say grace, Pop. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Father, we thank you for this food that has been provided. We know that all things come from you. Father, we thank you for fellowship and friends. Father, we ask that you would bless each, keep them safe on their journeys. Father, we ask that you bless this food, and we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Right after this one. Paper Roses by Iris.
And G.
Miss Iris.
I realize the way your eyes
time.
deceive. Let me start it, okay? I realize the way your eyes deceived me.
But you're not in G. Is that what you're supposed to be?
Well, just if you can follow me, that would be better. I don't know what key it is.
It would be harder on me. It's probably an L.
Probably.
All right, do it again. Just go, Let's see. Let me see where you're at and we'll find you. Let me see where you're at and we'll find you.
I realize the way your eyes deceive me.
Now you're in G.
I realize the way your eyes deceived me.
No, you're not. You sure you
It's
did
too
that?
high. I can't sing it that high.
Well, it's don't sound like G to me. Maybe it is. Is it G? No, is she in right? Do it again. I realize the way you lie.
Can't
That's
sing it
G.
that high. Well, just
I realize.
realize the way your eyes deceived me. With tender looks that I mistook for love. So take away the flowers that you gave me, and send the kind that you remind me of. Paper roses, paper roses. Oh, how real those roses seem to be. But they're only imitation, like your imitation love for me.
Back to C.
I thought that you would be the perfect lover. You seemed so full of sweetness at the start, but like a big red rose that's made of paper, there isn't any sweetness in your heart. Paper roses, paper roses. Oh, how real those roses seem to be. But they're only imitation, like your imitation love for me, like your imitation love for me.
Maybe we want to try it neat. That feels too high? Does that feel too high?
Well, it's kind of high, but that's okay.
Got a lot of push to it. You want to try it down E? I realize.
Yeah.
You gonna leave it in G? Okay.
Thanks.
Suits me just right. D. When the last breath of life is gone from my body, and my lips are as cold as the sea, when my friends gather round at my farewell party, won't you pretend you love me? There'll be flowers from those who'll cry when I go and leave you in this old world alone. I know you'll have fun at my farewell party. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. Don't be mad at me for wanting to keep you till my life on this old world is through. You'll be free at the end of my farewell party, but I'll go away loving you. There'll be flowers from those who cry when I go and leave you in this old world alone. I know you'll have fun at my farewell party. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. Yes, I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. That's up one step. Oh, what you got wrote up there?
Me?
I want the world to know.
No. I don't want to cry.
N.
G.
Okay.
I don't want to cry this early this morning,
C flat.
but cry I will if you go through with leaving me alone. I don't want to cry this early this morning. So lay back down and love me, and leave the leaving till later on. I don't want to think about tomorrow. God knows I've got my hands full, just worrying about today. If it's true that God sees every sparrow when it falls, I'd hope He'd see me crying if you up and walked away. 'Cause I don't want to cry this early this morning. So lay back down and love me, and leave the leaving till later on. So lay back down and love me, and leave the leaving till later on. 'Cause I don't want to cry.
Well, that's good. That's a good song, right? Let's do some three finger. You want to?
Sure.
Get a little hammer. Start with. Merle Travis did a good job when he was alive. Did a lot of finger picking. Taught Doc Watson how to play and all that stuff. He never showed me nothing. I didn't ever meet the man. Here's an old song of his that he wrote. He's always write something about the coal companies, so he was kind of against him. Let's go with this one right here. It goes. Well, this 9-pound hammer is a little too heavy for my side. Honey, for my side. I'm a-going on a mountain. I'm gonna see my baby. I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back. Well, roll on, buddy.
Roll on, buddy.
Don't you roll so slow. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Yeah, roll on, buddy. Pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? It's a long way to Harlan and a long way to Hazard, just to get a little brew, just to get a little brew. Now when I'm long gone, you can make my tombstone out of number 9 coal, out of number 9 coal. Well, roll on, buddy, don't you roll so slow. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Yeah, roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? One more time. Yeah, roll on, buddy. Don't you roll so slow. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Yeah, roll on, buddy. Pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Well, how can I roll when the wheels won't go?
Here, patrons here at the J.D. Lewis Senior Citizen Center. So if you think about it,
well, it wouldn't be right to do some finger picking without doing a homemade song, would it?
We are WCB and Channel 12 here at the J.D. Lewis Senior Citizen.
Even I think Liz like this one. I had to twist her arm, but
Are there lots of money?
had to really twist it. It wasn't just the fact of putting it behind her, it's really getting with it. I think I'll take a little stroll down this old gravel road where my honey lives, down by the creek. It's been about a week since I seen that little gal, and you know she means the world to me. We've been sitting kind of close on that old porch swing, just listening to the wind in the trees. Yes, sitting there alone in her little shanty home where there ain't nobody welcome but me. Well, there ain't nobody welcome there but me. She's done gone and made that pretty plain to see. With a great big smile and a twinkle in her eye, Lord, she even gave my hand a little squeeze. Then she leaned kind of close and said, I think you are the most. Lord, I knew that was the end of me. You can laugh if you want, but you need to tag along, 'cause ain't nobody welcome there but me. Oh, I'm a skipping down this road, grinning like a horny toad, thinking about the time that might come to be. Gonna hum a little tune, take my harp out and blow me a happy little melody. Then before I realize, Lordy, right before my eyes is that little gal I'm longing to see. Yeah, she's waiting there for me, standing by that old swing where there ain't nobody welcome but me. Well, there ain't nobody welcome there but me. She's done gone and made that plenty plain to see. With a great big smile and a twinkle in her eye, Lord, she even gave my hand a little squeeze. But then she leaned kind of close and said, I think you are the most. Lord, I knew that was the end of me. You can laugh if you want, but you need to tag along. There ain't nobody welcome but me. No, there ain't nobody welcome there but me. There just ain't nobody welcome there but me. You can laugh if you want, but you need to tag along. There ain't nobody welcome there but me. Wait and see, just ain't nobody welcome there but me. Oh, that's a fun song. That was fun to write even. Oh, hurts my fingers. Huh? I don't know how to spell. I know how to write, but I can't spell. And I can't announce either.
Good thing you got that guitar in that voice.
Huh?
Good thing you got that guitar in that voice.
I know it. Oh, you got something wrote up there? We still got 15 more minutes to go before I got to go get Tony. You want to drive to Nashville? Why don't you go to Nashville and I won't have to go?
Have I told you lately that I love you?
Not at all.
That's a rumor.
Matter of fact,
start.
yeah, that's a good rumor. Y'all can start that rumor if you want to.
Oh, that's the best way to hide it, is right out in front.
Because I was in the arms of my best friend's wife.
Yeah.
Right. That song a while ago, right?
G.
Oh, and G?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I told you how with heart and soul that I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Have I told you lately when I'm sleeping? Every dream I dream is you somehow. Have I told you how the night so long when I'm not with you. Well, darling, I'm telling you now, this world would end today if I should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. My darling, I'm telling you now. Thank you.
Good job. Request time. You want to hear something?
How about a honky tonk?
Hey, Don. Don, let's do something. Give me a minute.
She's dialing up how to fire you.
Oh, Mary? What does she want to hear?
I don't know. We're going to find out if she'll answer the phone.
She in the hospital or just home?
Rehab.
I just got through saying she would miss all this.
Surely not. She liked to fuss too much. That old woman, that old bag is fussy, you know. No, she makes my day. That's really nice to have her. She knows a lot of songs too. She likes to bug people too, you know, and I love that about her. No answer. Now, who said that song a while ago?
I was just fixing to think of that.
Honky Tonk what?
Angel.
Honky Tonk Angel. Let's see, Hank Thompson. You gonna do the girls' part? Okay. You wouldn't be I believe it's an age, Joe. We ain't done it so long. You wouldn't, nice little old go to sea. You wouldn't read my letter if I wrote you. You asked me not to call you on the phone. But there's something I'm wanting to tell you. So I wrote it in the words of the song. I didn't know God made honky-tonk angels. I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. You don't know the girls' part? Kitty Wells made a big hit out of the girls' part. Ooh. The glamour from the gay nightlife has lured you to the places where the wine and liquor flows, where you wait to be anybody's darling and forget the truest love you'll ever know. I didn't know God made honky-tonk angels, but I love it. Lord, I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. And went back to the wild side of life. When did you do that song? I'll get you the words. I'll teach you. I'll show you the words. When you ask how I've been since you left me, I'd like to say I've been good, so I do. But we both know the truth is hard to come by. And if I told the truth, that's not quite true. Some days are diamonds, some days are stone. Sometimes the hard time won't leave me alone. Sometimes the cold wind blows a chill in my bones. Some days are diamond, some days are stone. Now the face that I see in my mirror, more and more is a stranger to me. More and more I can see there's a danger in becoming what I never thought I'd be. Some days are diamond, some days are stone. Sometimes the hard time won't leave me alone. Sometimes the cold wind blows a chill in my bones. Some days are diamond, some days are stone. Some days are diamond, some days are stone. Thank you. No changes? It's simple. It just goes from C and then it goes from, I do it first part in C, then we go to D and back right up to just walk into G. And then we do it in A and I sing in D. Okay?
I need to make a dedication. I want to dedicate this to Troy Cooksey.
Who? Troy Cooksey. Oh, really?
Yeah, Donald's son.
There's a full moon over Tulsa. I hope that it's shining on you. Nights are getting colder in Cherokee County. There's a blue norther coming through. Well, I remember green eyes and a rancher's daughter. Remember is all that I do. Losing you left a pretty good cowboy with nothing to hold on to. Sundown came and I drove to town to drink a drink or two. You're the reason God made Oklahoma. You're the reason God made Oklahoma. And I'm sure missing you. And I'm sure missing you.
Out here the city lights outshine shine the moonlight, I was just now thinking of you. Sometimes when the wind blows, you can see the mountains and all the way to Malibu. Everyone's a star here in LA County. You ought to see the things that they do. All the cowboys out on the Sunset Strip wish that they could be like you. Santa Monica Freeway sure makes the country go blue. You're the reason God made Oklahoma, and I'm sure missing you. And I'm sure missing you.
I worked 10 hours on a John Deere tractor, thinking about you all day.
I've got a calico cat and a 2-room flat on a street in West LA. You're the reason God made Oklahoma. You're the reason God made Oklahoma, and I'm sure missing you. And I'm sure missing you. Thank you.
I want to walk through the valley with Jesus someday and hold to his hand as we go on our way. Then walk through Jerusalem and kneel there to pray. Let me walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. I want to stand on the rock like Moses once did and see the commandments and hear what you said, that if I'll be faithful and join you someday, then I can walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. I want to walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. Through streets of gold with silver pathways, and I'll rejoice with my loved ones who travel your way. Let me walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. Lead me up to the place of the cross once again, with the ultimate price. You died for my sin. Then let me be patient till that judgment day, when I can walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. I want to walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. Through streets of gold with silver pathway, and I'll rejoice with my loved ones who traveled your way. Let me walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday. And And I'll rejoice
with my loved ones who traveled your way. Let me walk with you, Jesus, through heaven someday.
Thank y'all. We had a good time. Huh? Did we?
This is something that you can't deal with. This is something that you can't control.
It took me a long time to realize what they've done to me. Sent me to prison twice.
The truth is, you're buying pseudoephedrine to take to whoever, you might be the cook yourself, to manufacture meth.
I ain't supposed to say anything about drugs. It would be that they destroyed my life.
It's like a monster that will put its arms around you and it will never let go.
I'm Dan Osbrook, your District Attorney General. Meth destroys lives and families. It endangers our community and it puts everyone at risk. Join me and help make Tennessee meth-free.
In a community as small as ours, and so just want to meet with parents and other members of the community to talk about what all is involved in underage drinking. There are some very specific laws that cover underage drinking. They're called social host laws. Markley Gill was supposed to be here to talk about those, but there is a middle school basketball game tonight in Henry County, and so she's there with her daughter. Some of us aren't, but that's okay. I don't know about Mark, but we've got texts and updates coming, so we should be okay. But we have handouts. If y'all need any more, let me know. On underage drinking and social hosting, this is just a very broad overview. We have copies of the state law if you want a copy of that. But basically what social hosting laws address is providing alcohol to underage minors, and that is anyone under the age of 21, according to every state in the United States. The legal drinking age is 21. And so there's some very specific laws that address that. And if you will read along, social hosting is providing or serving alcohol to a young person who's under the minimum age of 21 years. It can take place at their home if somebody's hosting a Sweet 16 birthday party for their child, or their graduation from high school party for their 18-year-old. It doesn't even have to be such that. They can just have some friends over, or just even providing alcohol to their own child individually in their home. And it even goes so far as to address youth consuming alcohol on the property, even if the parents aren't there. Or whether they provided it or not. If they've got alcohol on the premises and someone underage gets a hold of it and drinks it, then those homeowners can be liable. Not just civilly liable, meaning if someone drinks and they go out driving and they get hurt or they hurt someone else, they are eligible to be sued for that, but they can also be criminally liable. You see under these bullets, it says social host liability refers to laws that hold non-commercial individuals, those are people like us, not businesses that sell alcohol, responsible for underage drinking events on property they own, lease, or otherwise control. You may not need to actually serve or provide alcohol to underage guests to violate these laws. And there are different penalties. In Tennessee, it is a Class A misdemeanor that can include, if I can find it. Sorry, I just got this here. I apologize.
Pay a fine, it's on the back.
Yeah.
Pay a fine, serve jail time.
Right. Under the Tennessee law right now, it says a violation of this is a Class A misdemeanor, and in addition to other penalties authorized by the law, it says the offender shall be sentenced to 100 hours of community service work, and of course, the judge also has the authority to institute other other punishments, and that may even include restricting the driver's license of that adult and such. So it can be a big deal to that person, to that homeowner. They're still people of the mindset that my child, they might be underage, but they're at home with me, they're under my supervision. I would much rather, if they're going to drink, they drink at home with me. Regardless, it's still illegal. That child is still under 21, and it is absolutely prohibited by the law. Just some statistics. It says more than 3 out of every 4 students have had alcohol by the end of high school. That's a lot of kids, and we see that in the surveys that we do at our middle school and at our high school. The kids are experimenting with alcohol. They are experimenting with drugs. It says more than half of 12th graders and a fifth of 8th graders have been drunk at least once. So not just are they experimenting with it, but they are using it to excess. In recent surveys of high school students, and this is nationwide, 93% of 12th graders and 64% of 8th graders report that alcohol is fairly easy to get. They can either find somebody to buy it for them, perhaps they can actually buy it at a retail outlet themselves, or they can get it from their family or friends. It says research has indicated that one typical way underage youth procure alcohol is at parties where parents and other adults have left them unsupervised. You know, you still hear of, my parents are going out of town this weekend, I'm going to have a party. So they break into their parents' stash of alcohol, they get an older friend to bring it with them, and provide alcohol for them there. Alcohol is also linked with an estimated 5,000 deaths in people under age 21 each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined at the time of that survey. And 65% of underage youth who drink reported obtaining alcohol from their family or their friends. So who can be held responsible? And it says if your area has social host liability laws, and we do, the same as Tennessee does. It says adults who serve or provide alcohol to an underage youth anywhere on their property, they can be held criminally liable. Especially if that youth is killed or injured, or if they kill or injure another. The law also extends to adults who don't take sufficient measures to stop underage drinking, and that is also addressed in the Tennessee law. If they not necessarily provide it to them willingly, but they don't try to stop it, then they're also liable. Adults may also be held responsible if underage drinking takes place anywhere on their property. It doesn't have to be in their home. So someone who owns 100 acres of farmland, there's a party going on back 40, they're still liable for that. Of course, it is illegal to simply host a party where underage youth are drinking, period. Adults, older family members, and friends can be arrested if they allow underage consumption to occur with their knowledge. Even if they didn't provide the alcohol, but they know that it's there, they can still be held liable. And one important thing is no one has to get hurt. Of course, you don't want it to get to that. You don't want it to get to where somebody is hurt or somebody is killed out on the road. We want to stop it before it ever even starts. I won't keep reading to you. You're all adults, and I'm sure you're quite literate. But on the back, you can also see some things that you can do to get involved with your children. That ranges anything from setting a good example, securing your alcohol in your home, setting ground rules and consequences for your children, letting them know what you expect. I know one thing it does mention is talking about keeping an open dialogue with your children. When you see things on the news, you see things come across the internet and such where an accident has happened, alcohol is involved, use those as teachable moments to talk with your kids. It doesn't have to be something that happens here locally to their friends, but let them know this is what happened. This is what happened to this person. They got injured or they got killed. I don't want that to happen to you. And try to keep that dialogue open with your child at all times. And especially if it does happen, if your child is involved in an alcohol violation, remember how to address it. Our law enforcement are great resources on that. I know there are many times that you know, it's not their intentions to cart a minor off to jail if they're caught drinking, but to work with that child, work with the parents and the family to address the situation and help them learn from it so that it doesn't happen again. I'm sure some of you may have lots of questions, so we have invited Chad Smith with the Houston County Sheriff's Department and Mark Moore with the Erin Police Department, the police chief, and so they are here to talk more about what social host laws are, how it can affect you, and also about things that are going on in our community and what you can do, because they can be a resource. If you think a child, if you hear somebody talking about having a party on Friday night, they can tell you what to do, who you need to call, how you can work closely with them.
Well, as far as the social hosting is kind of, call the dispatch center or call our office. There's always somebody there. If you have information that you have heard about of an underage party or any kind of party where minors might be there, by all means call and let us know. Every tip that we get, I assure you, and we send a car or multiple cars to that location to check it out. We receive tips quite often, and everyone is checked out, and sometimes, well, most of the time, there's nothing. We get there and we can't find anything. Now, whether or not the word spreads, the law is told or something, we've had that in the past. We're trying to combat that, but information flows real quickly. You know, information flows quite quicker than we can drive, so
right.
You know, sometimes they all scatter by the time we get there. But we are working on it. We are doing compliance checks. We have been doing for several months bar checks on the weekends. We send a patrol car out and to actually walk in every tavern that's in the county, do a visual sweep, make sure there's nobody obviously underage, talk to the owners, make sure everything's all right, so our presence is being known. We are patrolling those, especially in the warm weather, the spots that we know of where young people kind of congregate. So we're keeping a check on that. Any encounter that we have, then we have a zero tolerance policy. So there's no favors, there's no politics, there's no nothing. If we encounter a juvenile that's been drinking, they're charged. There's charges drawn up, they're released to their parents, or parents are called in. Adults the same way. If we find an adult that's providing alcohol, then they're charged as well.
And I'm sure people, they don't have to worry about calling you guys and somebody finding out about it. You know, it's confidential and such like that. And I think it's important for the public to know.
People can even call the dispatch center and leave an anonymous complaint.
Right.
And all those are investigated fully. As far as what we're doing, I mean, it's an ongoing problem. You know, I wish that we could say that we're going to eliminate it, but we're not. All we can do is have our presence and investigate and enforce the law, and through stiff prosecution, maybe make a dent. That's our goal. We are actually, we got our latest stats from the state. Every time that we have an offense, just to give you a background, every time that we have an offense in the county, then where a report is written, and that offense is reported to the state, because the state monitors everything that we do. In 2011, this past year, our clearance rate, and when I say clearance rate, when we have an offense, then it's reported. Then if we clear it through different avenues, either by arrest or solving a case or whatever, then that offense is cleared. We're running at about in 2011, we're running 55.68% on a clearance rate, which is extremely high. We had 458 offenses in 2011. 255 of those are cleared. In 2009, we had 291 arrests by the Sheriff's Office. 2010, 296 arrests. 2011, 476 arrests. So I can assure you the Sheriff's Office is investigating every complaint, and we're hauling them in.
Numbers speak for themselves a lot.
Well, it helps.
You know.
It doesn't help our workload, but
No,
it kind of makes you see the results, and that's satisfying to us. Like I said, we are doing the compliance checks, which I think is helping. New Year's Eve, we did a saturation. The sheriff called every car out. We was running 10 patrol units on New Year's Eve. We had very low volume. Wasn't any wrecks, which was good. No complaints. We checked the bars, which were empty. Which I'm not on Facebook, but somebody told me that on Facebook they were watching. People were already posting that, like at 6:30, that the law was out super heavy. So I don't know what happened. I don't know where they went, but they were not they were not local. So, but everywhere I was on patrol, everywhere I went, I passed a patrol car. So we made our presence known, which I think made a difference. It helped. So.
Well, that's great. Now, I'm just curious, can you use pictures and posts and things like that on social media sites like Facebook or MySpace or Twitter? Can y'all use any of that information to investigate occurrences?
Yeah, that's
I know it's kind of a sticky.
Well, I don't.
This may not be the.
I don't like social
that.
networking sites, so forgive me, but a lot of people live and breathe by them, especially young people. And young people they don't really. The youth doesn't use their head all the time, so they'll post anything they want to post, including where the party's at.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we have people. There's some officers that keep a check on different things, and you can get a lot of good information off Facebook because I'm not real sure why they post it, but they do. So if they post it, we'll check it out. We appear.
Great. Do y'all have any questions or anything?
Yeah, I love questions. I just don't
You
like
guys,
this.
you just help get an answer.
I'm just freestyling, so.
You're doing a good job. Oh, goodness. Chief Moore, what can you add from this city? I know you're...
I think Jeff back covered that. One thing, we hear a lot that we're not doing enough as law enforcement. And like that says, zero tolerance, and it goes back to the social hosting as well as far as law enforcement. If we come across juveniles that's been drinking, we turn them loose and they're involved in an accident or something, then we can be held civilly liable too. So we take strong action as far as trying to combat what we're told and notified of, and not only to help everybody out on the streets and in the public, but also protect ourselves as well.
And one thing to keep in mind, and Chief Moore can attest to this, and we've talked about it when I worked here with him at the city, is that the youth changes. They change every year. And it's very difficult to keep up with what they're doing or what they're thinking or how they're thinking. Because I started law enforcement in 91. I went on the road in 93. And I can tell you, Town Square in 1993 was totally different than in 2012. And every year it changes. Back years ago, you could find alcohol in town. It was a cat and mouse game. They would come to town with their coolers, and it was a game. You know, as a patrolman, and Herb probably can relate back in Waverly, but we had the square, Waverly has the plaza, everybody had their spot, and you would cruise through and you'd get out and you'd check on top of the tires and down behind the wheels, and you would find open containers. Why they chose to come to town with a cooler is beyond me, but that's what was going on for back years ago. And then we observed a decline in that. It very rarely happens. And the amount of youth coming to town is going down. Where they're going, I don't know.
Right.
And we always said, well, it's a quiet summer. They're not hanging out. Just count your blessings, because every year a new group gets driver's license and a new generation, they could be coming back, but it's hard to figure out what they're doing, what they're thinking, where they're going.
Right.
So it's a battle for us as law enforcement and everybody to keep track of what's going on, because we don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, teenagers are secretive,
They are.
So you've got to, I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and I've got to quiz her every day just to stay on top of what's going on in middle school.
But that's what it takes.
Oh, yeah.
Is parents doing that. Talking with their kids, saying where are you going, who are you going to be with, and then checking up on them to see if they really are where they said they were going to be.
And that's where the public and us getting these calls and people letting us know this tilts and everything comes in handy. I mean, we can patrol all day long and not see anything, but if somebody does, I mean, we'll be more than happy to go out and investigate it. There's been times, like Chad said years ago, we'd pull up in a square and there'd be alcohol everywhere, kids everywhere, and we got to doing it enough, and they quit coming. And we can't be everywhere. That's why we rely on the tips.
And I used to like when they come to town, because I could keep an eye on them. As long as they wouldn't do donuts and leave trash, and and I've had 20 out there picking trash up out of the square one. You're gonna sit here, you're gonna pick up the trash. But that was, that was part of our game. We don't mind you sitting here, we know where you're at, but don't trash the place up. But it's a battle to keep track of them.
It is, and it appears that, you think they're going somewhere.
They're going somewhere.
Because the numbers aren't improving. They're going somewhere. Now, have y'all noticed?
And it's keeping it's staying quieter.
Right.
It's tight-lipped.
Now, have y'all noticed any other alternate uses for obtaining alcohol and such? Not your traditional drinking. We've just, recently in the news, other techniques of imbibing alcohol.
I've not seen it. Not saying that, of course, how would I know?
Right. There's some strange ways that kids are finding out how to consume
trying
alcohol.
to catch that and getting somebody to admit to it,
Right. You almost hesitate to say it out loud because you don't want somebody to get the idea. But just a simple Google search can let you know what some of the techniques are for consuming alcohol that don't involve, a red Solo cup, which is, a really popular song. The kids love it and are singing it. But all that is glorifying the consumption.
And it's scary. I get scared for the youth because they're doing things, or I'm hearing. I don't know. I'm hearing things that didn't happen when you and I were in school. And if it did, it was by a select few, and that it wasn't talked about. But but alcohol's the bottom tier for one. There's pill consumption. There's we're getting information of kids just grabbing whatever and start taking them. The synthetics. We worked a case of that last night, which you texted me, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And we're working on that, but and that's what we're up against. Last night on Sunday night, I got called out. Another officer got called out. I had a full crew on the road already. At one time, we were working